Hello everyone, welcome to my channel TechieTaught, and today we'll discuss about matching strategy. So basically the Spring Boot different versions, they're using different matching strategy, and the mainly this matching strategy is used for mapping the request URL with the Spring Boot or the Spring MVC URL handler mapping. So suppose I'll show you that how this matching strategy works and what are the problem areas and what kind of issues you used to get and how to resolve that. So we can see this, and there are different matching strategy or matching patterns Spring provides, or Spring different version basically supports. You can see there is a AntPathMatcher. So this is another strategy, so matching strategy, which is used by Spring Boot versions below 2.6. So this was the actually default matching strategy before 2.6. So in after 2.6 2.6 onwards, you can say, so the default matching strategy is used is path-pattern-parser. So what are the differences? So basically this matching strategy provides certain standards, or certain, you can say, the rules defined. You have to construct your request URL according to the rules. So for example, so people, I'll just show you certain public APIs. If you can see, so this is one URL, right? And this URL follows certain rules, right? Similarly, when you'll call any of these endpoints or REST endpoints, okay, so we need to construct this URL as per the matching strategy. So suppose, for example, we are using path pattern. So we have to follow, these are the basically the rules we should follow while constructing the URL. If we are not following this, right, so then we'll get exception saying application context is failing, is not able to create, and the beans are not able to initialize or instantiate. And similarly, if certain versions, right, the old versions or the latest versions even, they are supporting and PathMatcher, but in some cases, certain formats also they don't support. So you have to carefully see what kind of strategy your Spring Boot follows, and according to that, you have to form your request URL. And if you get any exception, so then you have to resolve accordingly, whether you have to basically, you have to mention explicitly which strategy pattern you have to use. So but we'll discuss in this session regarding different matching strategy Spring used, and we'll do certain APIs and we'll test it. And let's then we can start. Let me share. Okay, I'm sharing, and let me see if we record has started. Yes. And then what we need to do is, let's start a new application, right? So let me create the package, and I'll say match. Okay, I'm using now 11, which is JDK 11, open JDK 11. So as per your JDK version, you can choose, and I'm choosing 2.7.2. And then you have to add the dependencies, which I am using the Spring Web because we need to create the REST endpoints. And then we need dev tools. So it's a better practice. You can add that and generate. And then what you need to do is you need to extract and then import. I'll copy this to my workspace and then I will import here. I'll do this existing Maven project and then choose your project here. And then you can check your Java version. Basically, you can choose your compiler, which is 11. If you have different options here, right? And then you can choose your installation. So for me, all good. And then what you need to do is we can check our pom.xml file. So here we are using starter web and DevTools, and we are using 2.7.2, which is also good. And then let's check the application properties file. We don't have anything, but we are using now the application YML file. Let's create one. Okay, so here we need a couple of configurations. So we can add a Spring application name. We can say matching strategy examples. And we can say server. We can override port if you want. You can do, otherwise not required. And then we need to define the context path. Match strategy. Okay, so now what you need to do is you have to do a Maven update. And then let's create one package here. So I need to create a controller. So I'll create a control package. Controller, and then I'll just copy the name. Let me create a controller. So here, since I'm creating a REST controller, so I need to add a REST controller annotation, right? And then I need to provide certain endpoints, right? So for that, I am now defining a get endpoint, and it is return type is response entity. Okay, and I'll say just a string because I'll pass certain hard-coded values to show. I will just create, suppose, say hello. You can give any name, but name doesn't matter here. My motive is to just show you how the pattern works. So return, it returns response entity dot, it will say okay, and you can pass your body here. So I'll pass certain string here, and that's it. And here I need to pass a get mapping. So first I will try with the simple scenario. I'll say hello. This is one URL which is supported by both AntPathMatcher as well as PathPatternParser in both older Spring Boot as well as the newer Spring Boot. And I'll just say hello, so it should work. And then let's see, just test this one first. It's 8085, 8085, and let's test. Slash, it will put hello. So now it should print it. Oh, server not started. Okay. Okay. So I'll do one thing. Let's build it once. I don't know whether it's required or not, or it required to download certain dependencies, but let's build it once. Okay. So now we can start our server. Okay. So now 85, and now this time it should work. It's a very simple one. Yes, so it is printing hello. That means people go to here and we can say, so it is falling under like the path, like you can say the regular expression A to G, and we are passing just a hello and it should work. And similarly, now we'll test about this question mark, right? So let's see here. So I'll just copy this. And since I am not mentioned any matching strategy here, even in YML file or in properties file, that means by default, my matching strategy is falling under this one, path pattern. Okay. So this one. And if you can see in the Spring Boot 2.6 release notes, you can also see here. And here they have written for this, the default strategy for matching request path against this, okay, changed from AntPathMatcher to PathPatternParser. Okay, so this is the documentation, you can find it. So basically, we will follow the path-pattern-parser here. So we saw, so this one is simple one. It supports both AntPathMatcher as well as path-pattern-parser, but we'll just see all these other scenarios. So here I'll do like slash, I'll say author. I'll say author, but I'll put A, then question mark, then THOR. Okay, I'll say suppose hello author. So what I'll do, this question mark is nothing but it will be replaced by one character. Okay. So then let me just copy this and I will test it here. So in this question mark, right, you can replace with any character. So I'll put view. So it will work now. Say hello author. You can pass O, it will work. Okay. You can pass N, it will work. Okay. But if you'll put another character, it will fail. That is the reason. So this standard. So this is one instruction or rule that if you follow in this way, if you construct any endpoint with this matching pattern, then this question mark needs to be replaced by a single character. So that is something is mentioned here. And this is supported by both path pattern parser as well as the ant path matcher. So this one. Then star. So star is saying it can replace with 0 or more characters. So even star also supported by both, right? Those are common. So we can also test that. So here I'll just copy these. So basically we are testing multiple matching strategies. So I'll put star here and I'll say author with multiple cats. So I can say something like this. Hello author with multiple cats. Okay. So now if I'll test this, so this is another matching strategy, right? So here, so don't check with the meaning. So I'm just giving an example. So with the star, I can put, people put you, what will happen? So it will now put hello author because it will be now resolved by this, right? But this will means multiple. So if I'll do something like now you and suppose OU, right? So, so now this the last one is printing. So because I passed O and U here, so that's why now multiple characters, right? So it will supported by this strategy. So similarly, I can pass whatever. So it supports, but see, but prefix with A. So if we remove A, it won't work, because in this way we are constructing. So starting with A, then followed by all the characters, but then ending with THOR. So if we remove this, what will happen? This also not work, right? So it should follow this standard. Hope this is clear. And then we can think about the other one. So other one is the double star. So what does it mean? It accepts multiple directories as well instead of files. So now we are passing different characters, right? So this double star matches zero or more path segments, means more directories, okay, until the end of the path. So we will test this, how it works. And this one, for this, we can just copy into another location. Oh, sorry, we can copy this, and then here what you need to do, and see this pattern also here also mention the same way. So the AntPathMatcher also support this, matches zero or more directories in a path. And if we can see here, this is something we need to construct, right? So if we construct like this, now star star, right? So what will happen? So here I'll say hello with any path. So you can say hello with any path in the request URL. So here it will test this. Let's see how it works. Then hello followed by this path, right? So it will do like this. No, it will do like, okay. So we need to form the URL like this, okay? So for example, let me also put it somewhere. So this is one, because if this is the our path, then we are putting multiple stars followed by anything, right? So if we put up to this, then it will be resolved by some other multiple. So, and we can say test also, it will work. And if we put again test 123 slash, this also same thing with the last one it took, and it also took the same way, whatever. So all these parameter request URL pattern basically supports this. So you can see this also, this kind of pattern is also supported by both AntPathMatcher as well as PathPattern. So then we'll talk about this. So this is a special case. So this pattern is not supported by now AntPathMatcher. So it will now see here. And what will happen if I'll do one more thing, I'll test. So I'll test basically this part. So this one is a AntPathMatcher. Okay. So let me test that because I want to show that error. Um, concept thing, and you can say paste. So here, what I'll do, okay. So when I'm putting this kind of matching pattern, so what is happening? I am getting the error. So this was something I was expecting. So okay, I just have this. So what it is saying, your application context failed to start and it is not supported by your path pattern parser. So this one is not supported. Up to this, it is supported. But if you follow in this structure, it doesn't support. So what you need to do? So you need to now, for example, uh, it should be slash now. Let's see, but it should not actually work. Yes. So this path, right? So what I'll do, this will be much bigger one. So I'll make it this one. Okay. So now I need to fix this error. So for that, what I need to do, I need to copy this. I need to override basically the path pattern parser with the and path matcher. Okay, but I am not going to use this properties file. I will use the YML file. So let me just comment it out and then I will put it here. So here, what I'll do, Spring we have already, right? 1, 2, and then colon 1, 2. The two space we have to give, and then okay. So I'm just overriding the path pattern parser to AntPathMatcher, and then we'll see what will happen. So at least this time it should not show that error. Okay, so it started working, and now how we'll test this. So let me just copy this, and then I will form the URL in this way, right? So I can say this one, right? This double star replaced by multiple 0 or more directories, right? So for example, so if you put now Spring framework star means anything, put test, right? So this one is I have defined. I have defined here. So that pattern is coming here. So it matches, right? So this one is supported by this AntPathMatcher, which I have enabled here. So that's the reason. So when you will get this kind of error, so definitely here it is mentioning clearly, but in some cases it won't mention. So, but you have to see if the application context failed or certain beans are not able to create, and some you will get some kind of this URL pattern mismatch or error. You can see this kind of solution, and then We'll talk about, suppose one more time, we'll try something else. So org, then we Spring framework, then what else? What else? What else? Okay, I'll check that, but let me try something. So mm, people try with the test. Let's see, it should also work. Yeah, and you can give any name, it should work. Okay. No, because we are giving .jsp. Okay, so it should be .jsp. Any name, but any name .jsp, it will work. And any path, you can give multiple paths, it should work. There is no, should not be any restriction here. So all will work. So it is more kind of a generic. So you can try it. Okay. So this one is AntPathMatcher. So now we'll do one thing. I will just comment it out because I have to. Okay, let's see. What about next? Okay, so next I have to use this. So for this, what I need to do is I need to also disable this because I want to use the default path pattern parser. So in this case, definitely this will fail. So what I will do is I will comment it out. Oh, and now I will try. I'll put the comment here. This URL pattern only supported by AntPathMatcher. And then let me try the other one. I'll try here. So that is something like this. So you can use star and then path variable. So what it will happen, so now we can take like whatever, like any directory, any file path or anything, any extension, it will support everything. So let's see, say hello with anything, let's say. And with anything in the request URL. So here, if I test this, so now this star path, right? This will be, so whatever we'll choose here, it will be stored in this path variable. Okay, so what will happen internally, I'm talking about. So here we can see test. Is it correct? Okay, slash. Oh, is it hello? This is the path slash hello path, and then slash. Let me try with only slash means 0. Basically, I'm not providing anything. So then it will fall under this because we have already defined this part. Okay, and then it should follow then followed by what is saying. Okay, let's start with this. Okay, so it is getting it's an ambiguous problem because we are creating multiple things, right? It is now confused which one it will actually parse. So basically, we can change this. Um, the syntax is correct, but it is ambiguity because of multiple patterns I'm using here, and everywhere it is hello. So I'll just choose this. I got that problem. So let me just choose this. We should always use unique pattern, unique naming convention basically. And if we choose this, what will happen? So now we can go here and we can choose this. And what I'll do after resource, if I'll put this with anything, right? So it is now working. So it is able to resolve this. So everywhere I am using hello, hello, hello. So hello followed by this path, it's again ambiguity with this, and that's the reason. And now if I'll pass something like after this, I can pass xyg slash. So it is also working. I can pass image. It's also working. Image.png also working. Slash something also working. Whatever I can try. So everything it will work. Okay. So it's kind of a more generic way. You can like pass any path, any directory, any type of file extension, whatever. So all that path variable will be path variable value will be stored in this path, and then it will be resolved at the spring MVC handler, and then it's a valid path pattern as per the latest Spring Boot application. So this will work, but this won't work with the AntPathMatcher because if you'll see here in this AntPathMatcher, we don't have any AntPathMatcher, sorry. And for this, you can see you don't have that kind of expression. So then the last one is this one. So it's a regular expression, which is again common across both the pattern. So let's test the last one. So for this, I'll just copy. And here I will try resources. I can try this time hello. And here I'll say path A to G and plus. And we can say any char between A to G. So you can say so we can test these now. So better I can put something. I think it should work. Let's see. If it won't work, then I'll take some unique name. But let's see with this. So now, so here I'm passing hello, and then path is the path variable, and then I have to pass the value which is between A to G. So then that value will be stored in this path variable. So for example, if I pass ABC, so then it is falling under this because ABC is now falling under A to G. So it is now coming. So it's a valid one. And this pattern also valid for both AntPathMatcher as well as PathPatternParser. So people do this or even XYG, it will work. But it won't work with the capital I. It should not work. It should not work. Is it working with any path? Okay, it is falling under now. Or it is falling under this. So we have different patterns, but it's not falling under this. That's why I was saying it should not work. So basically the capital one, right? Because we have given A to G small. So in that way, you can put X, Y, G small, and then now it is working. So this is something we covered between the difference how we'll use different matching strategy in Spring Boot application. And we will see in the next video when you use the Swagger and with the Spring Fox libraries. And Spring Fox actually will create this exception or will give some certain errors related to this strategy pattern, and we will see how to resolve that. So that will come in the second part. So this is the part one. Hope this video will be helpful, and I have covered uh, more details on this matching strategy. If you like the video, then please subscribe, like, and comment. And thank you so much.